Welcome back to the Fandamentals podcast, where we talk all things related to sports from a fan's perspective. What's going on, man?
Oh man, chilling. Literally.
Yeah, I feel you. The playoffs are set. It's set, man.
I'm ready for it.
You ready for it? We
Well, as
got
ready as I'm gonna be. I mean, it's not like I got a stake in the game.
yeah. Them Niners ain't in.
Not too much, Big Will. We ain't gonna start off the
You're not
show like
accustomed to
that.
that. You're
We ain't
not
gonna start
accustomed
the
to that.
show. We ain't
You
gonna
got.
start the show off.
Hey, I'm
We
trying
ain't
to help
gonna
you.
we
I'm
ain't gonna
trying to
start the
help
show
you.
off like that. You know what I'm saying?
Cause you're not used to that, so I'm just trying to I'm just trying to break the, you know what I mean? Just trying to, cause you don't know,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That don't
you right.
happen too much.
Yeah.
It's been a
Okay.
little bit.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah,
You
it's
right.
been a little bit.
You right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm
you
a
right there.
spectator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
now you spectate.
you
Now
know what I'm
you
saying? At least I ain't
spectate.
got to get my blood pressure up. You know what I'm
Do
saying? At
you
least I
do
ain't got
you
to get
have
the blood
do you
pressure up.
have a favorite? Do you have a favorite
Um,
based on who's in and who's hot, who's not? Who you
to be
got?
honest with you, I'm rocking. I'm rocking with Baltimore. I want to see Lamar Jackson win it.
Yeah,
Personally, I want to see Lamar Jackson win it because I'm tired of the whole "can he win?" All that narrative. I just
yeah,
want to see him to go ahead and win it, shut it down, and just
yeah.
keep pushing. So
It,
I guess I would like to see Lamar win. I wouldn't mind seeing Detroit win just for something different,
Nah,
but
nah, damn my shit list, bro.
I
Like,
just, what I'm
bro,
saying,
how?
like a franchise ain't never got one, or at least
Nah, cause
that
see,
I know
Dan
of. I'm
Campbell
all
just
right.
nah. He disrespectful. How
Oh
you
yeah, he
beat
is.
How you beat Minnesota, and then after the game, you tell them, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." Oh, just bypass us, like the Rams ain't shit.
I mean, that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, 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 nah,
It
nah, nah.
must be how you
Like we ain't,
feel. I mean,
like we ain't
you got
shit.
the bye
Like you
week though,
just,
so
like,
you gonna
like
see
he
whoever
just
in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? See you in
no.
two
But
weeks.
he said
Mhm.
Minnesota.
I mean, hey, he might be surprised. He might get surprised. Hit him
Nah,
with the
we
okey doke.
can look. I like what McVay said. It don't matter who we play first. We got to play all of them. We going for the gusto. We going for the win. We
Oh
want
yeah,
to
you're
win it
supposed
all.
to.
We're not content with just being in. So it don't matter. We gonna have to play them teams anyway. So it don't matter.
Exactly.
They're like, well, if you would have beat Seattle, y'all would play Washington. So
Hey,
whoever. So
hey,
and now we
Washington.
playing Minnesota. So I
Washington would
wouldn't
have
have
been.
cared if it was Detroit. So
Washington
we
would have been a.
we 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 marking them all off the. We marking them. We
Washington would
scratching
have
them
been a
all off.
problem though.
Yeah, like and they said it like
Washington
look,
really would have been a problem though. I think they would
I,
have been a problem for y'all. Minnesota, I think y'all can get Minnesota. To be honest with you, I think y'all can get Minnesota. Didn't y'all play them earlier in the season? Play them
yeah,
hard.
we beat them. We beat
Yeah,
them. We
I
beat
think I
them.
could get Minnesota. That'd be.
Hey,
I think
I don't.
Minnesota. Minnesota's a good team,
Yeah.
but I'm not sold on Sam Donald like that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Playoff competition. We'll see what he do in the playoffs. He ain't never
It
been in
don't.
the playoffs, so
We
we'll
going
see
for
what
the.
he can
It don't
do.
matter. Don't matter who we play.
Oh yes, I ain't going against. I'm not betting against the Rams in that sense because of the
I
fact that
feel you.
I know how the Rams play.
Hmm.
On top of that, the Rams are y'all. Even though y'all are young, y'all still got a playoff minded coach. Y'all been playoff tested. Y'all been battle tested throughout the whole entire year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to bet against y'all,
Hmm.
but especially again in the Minnesota game. I done seen y'all let receivers get off and still win the game. So, I mean, and y'all beat Minnesota already once. So it's not like I'm gonna be. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not sold on Sam Donald. I put more
Right.
faith in Jared Goff than I do Sam. I mean, not Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford than I do Sam Donald because Stafford has proved that he can go and win. So
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
know. So when you're looking at it from that standpoint, I got more confidence that the Rams will be there than I do with the Minnesota Vikings. So I will probably mark y'all as a W in that one. I give it to y'all in that first week. The only
I
team that
appreciate
I
that.
mean, if you were to win against I would say Washington will pose a different problem. Not that they are experienced or anything,
because
but
of
because of their
the
explosiveness of Jaden Daniels.
Daniels,
Even though they
right?
ain't never been there, but he's been playing so much better
Yeah,
um, than like Donald has been great. Let's just give it that. He has been
yeah,
great, but I don't know, something about what Jaden Daniels has been doing. Magic. He's got some type of magical whatever going on, and them boys are playing. They're playing hungry. You know what I'm saying? So
they're
I, I,
motivated.
w-
They're
I would
motivated.
have, I would see y'all having more of a problem just because of with them than I will see. Even though I think y'all gonna have a good challenge against Minnesota, but y'all proved y'all was able to beat Minnesota. Minnesota's defense it can be good, but it's subpar at times too. And I think
Yeah.
y'all can make Sam Donald, with y'all pass rushing getting better as the year came along.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Donald's a sitting duck. We see what happens.
Yeah. See,
He's more of a
yeah,
sitting duck. Jaden Daniels ain't a sitting duck. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Y'all gonna have to scheme differently. And
yeah,
mobile QBs are always gonna be problematic for a lot of
yeah.
teams.
No matter what, no matter what, I agree.
hmm
I
And
agree.
then you mix that with people like McLaurin, and he has, Ertz. He has a good running
Zach
game.
Ertz, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They have a good team all around, so they could be a real good problem. So I think the better matchup might have been against Minnesota, regardless of what the records say. We just
yeah,
seen what Minnesota showed us on Sunday in a crucial game. So
right.
I don't know. I'm not really sold, but I give y'all. I think the Rams squeaked by in that game. I say squeak by. I think y'all beat them by like maybe a touchdown or something like that. Because y'all gonna play. They're gonna play hard. It's gonna be a hard fought game.
Yeah, I
But
hate that
I
it's on
just,
a Monday night, but
yeah. But I have my cards on McVay being able to game plan and be able to adjust as the game goes along
yeah,
versus the other.
right, right. Well,
If y'all
that's
stay and if y'all remain healthy and y'all can and get a little bit of running game going, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Y'all passing game is pretty good. Y'all running game, if y'all can get that going, utilize, you know what I'm saying? Utilize Williams a little bit. It's
yeah,
Williams, right? Yeah, I think it
yeah,
is. Yeah. Utilize
yeah.
him a little bit in the little passing game. Give him a nice little check down for Stafford. If he utilizes him that way, y'all could be really tough. Really
Hey,
tough.
we plan on it. I think that's what McVay wants to do, and I mean the whole team is gritty. And I seen like I don't know if you watched any of the Rams Seattle game. I know your 49ers were playing. But
I
when
didn't
you
watch none of
watched it,
those games this weekend like
no, when
that.
you watch when I was watching the Rams, even though we lost, I was motivated because we were playing backups. None of the starters didn't
Oh
play.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were playing
Oh,
backups against their starters and was in the game. Like like we had a chance to win. Like we were right there for the win. Garoppolo kind of threw it short. He was under pressure.
oh, no wonder y'all
Overall,
lost.
overall, Garoppolo played decent. He played a good game. He had that one
Mhm.
turnover that was kind of,
Mm,
but
okay,
at the end, you
sounds
know,
about right.
but he drove us down the field. Like we were in position to score. It's fourth and goal.
He,
So
he
the,
he ain't gonna make it happen though, but yeah.
yeah, but
I mean,
to
I've been down that road.
I know, I
he's
know,
gonna
I know,
he's gonna
I know.
keep
You
he can
you
keep
you've
you in the
dealt with
game.
yeah,
He
you've
can
dealt
keep
with
you in the game,
Garoppolo.
but he gonna shoot you in the foot at some point
Yeah.
in time. I mean, when you say he caused a turnover, yeah, it sounds about right. That's probably what shot y'all in the foot. But anyway, so
But
hey,
I feel good. I feel positive going into the playoffs, and
as you
I
should.
think I think we're gonna pose. I think we're gonna be a problem, man. I think we're gonna be a problem in the NFC.
Well,
Um,
McVay is always an issue when it comes to in the playoffs. Y'all Rams are
yeah,
never a pushover team in the playoffs. I've
yeah,
never seen them be just a pushover. If
yeah,
you get by them, if you was good enough, then I don't remember the last time, if my memory serves correctly. I don't think y'all been blown out in a playoff game in probably years.
yeah.
So
No, we
so
haven't.
yeah, yeah. So it's never well, it's NFC West too, so we're never pushover teams. So
Yeah,
hey,
none of the team. Yeah,
it's
you make the
never like that.
playoffs and it's solid. Yeah, you make the
It's
playoffs and
never
it's
it's
solid.
never like that. You're gonna get pushed to the limit some way, somehow.
Yeah,
But yeah. I give
yeah,
y'all a good chance.
absolutely.
I give y'all a good chance of winning that game. Actually, I will pin y'all as getting by Minnesota. I'm just not sold on. I think Donald's gonna probably get a little bit of turn. He's gonna probably make a couple of mistakes, and that's gonna cost him.
Yeah, let me see. I have the schedule. I'm gonna go over them real quick. Of course, Houston plays Los Angeles Chargers.
Mm,
Um, Pittsburgh plays Baltimore.
I hate it.
Denver plays Buffalo.
Mm,
Of course, we play Minnesota. Washington plays Tampa,
I got Washington for that.
and Green Bay plays Philly. I got Philly.
Philly's going.
I
I
got
feel like Philly's gonna blow the game out.
Yeah, I got Philly for that because Green Bay hasn't beat. Uh, they have a lot of wins, but they can't beat the good teams. Like just call a spade a spade. That's
Yeah.
just that's just what it is, man. They can't beat the good teams.
So
Um,
I got Philly going on. I got Washington going on. I got y'all beating the Vikings. I got Baltimore beating Pittsburgh as much as I
Pittsburgh.
love Tomlin. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But I got Pittsburgh's been on the slide, so I got Baltimore beating Pittsburgh. Bills, I think the Bills get Denver. Um yeah, I got Bills beating Denver. And then that Chargers and
Houston game. I got the
the
Chargers.
Chargers Houston game, I'm
It's
probably
gonna be
gonna
a
say
good
the
game.
Chargers because Houston their weapons are just so beat
Yeah,
down, man.
it's just because they're depleted, man. It's
Hmm.
they're
But
depleted.
they also haven't given me much to go off of all season. You know, their
That's
offense
true.
really
It's
has
been
not been.
inconsistent.
Yeah, if it wasn't Joe Mixon for a lot of it, and when they don't have their receivers all there, it just been like they play a good first half, that second half they can't score. It,
The Chargers have
they
a really
can't
good
score.
defense too.
Yes, and they do, and they
Yeah,
do,
Chargers have. Yeah.
and they've been balling this year. So I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers in that game. As much as I like Stroud, and
Mhm.
I like the Texans, but other than that, I think the Chargers get by them.
Um, I'm gonna throw you off though. I think it's thought that Buffalo is finna go in here and walk all over Denver. I got
Nope.
Denver. I'm picking
I could
Denver for
see
that
it.
game.
I
Yeah, I'm
could see
picking
an
Denver.
upset there.
Hmm.
Just like I could see an upset in the Pittsburgh and Ravens and Baltimore game, to be honest with you.
You know,
I don't
I'm glad you brought up like in Tomlin. I saw after they lost this past weekend, I saw a
hmm
lot of people say fire Tomlin. Let me be clear on something. The
more people are
only
stupid.
reason Pittsburgh has had winning seasons the last 3 years is because Tomlin. Because the
Yes.
roster hasn't been a roster that is fit to give you 10 wins. And you have 10 wins with that
Yeah.
roster. I know
Yeah.
they keep talking about Pickens. Um, what's the name? The wide receiver, um,
hmm Talking about
Pickens.
George Pickens. hmm
Yeah, I
You
look,
would
bro. I don't know how Pittsburgh keeps ending up with these divas that they play when
They
they
got a
feel
bunch.
like
They
it, and
always got a bunch of them up there.
yeah, I don't know how
hmm
they keep ending up with them. But what I saw in the game this past weekend was him drop the ball 4 times. Him drop a clutch that could have changed the. Because let me tell you this: Pittsburgh was in the game. They had a
Yeah,
chance to win that game,
that's a fact.
and Pickens dropped a pass that hit his hands. You know, look, I can't take the Tomlin slander when I'm watching a subpar team win 10 games.
Yeah, literally,
Like I can't
literally. It's easy, but
because What other coach you want? Bring in another coach. Who else you gonna get? Right? Okay.
So I guess I
And
guess they want Mike McDaniel to be there or something, I mean, or something like that, or Mike. They can get hey, might be able to get Mike McCarthy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You might be able to steal him for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Cowboys.
He might be a free agent. Who knows?
Look,
But I don't understand it neither. I mean, you want to put all the blame out, and you could put all the stuff, but he's made teams that shouldn't even be relevant in some way, form, or fashion. They keep
absolutely,
winning. So, and they're
absolutely.
always going to be in the game because they play defense for one. It's the
Yeah,
defensive side. The offense is going to struggle because they don't never really name really one Pittsburgh team that that had just a prolific offense like that. Like you could go back to when they had Le'Veon Bell and AB in them. They had a pretty solid offense there, but Pittsburgh's known to be a defensive team.
yeah. Even
Name
even
one
when they had
Pittsburgh
Jerome
team that
Bettis,
exactly.
they
Name
had
one
Jerome Bettis
Pittsburgh
and Hines
team.
Ward.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
is just like it's like you can't really when you think of Pittsburgh, you think of defense. You don't think of offensive talent. You got some
yeah.
offensive players that are good, but
Hmm.
you don't really think they don't strike you as this, oh, we're gonna put up mad points on the board. They strike
Ever.
you as we might give you 20 points, 17, 20 point games, keep the defense, keep the other team to like 10, 12, under
Right.
20. Sometimes you got
Exactly.
shootouts here and there, but Pittsburgh's always been a grindy out, hard nosed football team. And so
That's
that's
it.
just their identity. And
Exactly.
I don't know how they keep getting diva receivers. I do not understand that. But when you look at what they had this year, I mean, what do you expect that you was really going to get out of Russell Wilson, who actually played really well? Um, Justin Fields, who played really well when he first came in, but this is their first year under this tutelage,
Right.
this system.
Well, just
So
Justin Fields exceeded expectations.
exactly. So it's just like, sometimes you gotta let that pot melt a little bit so it can actually, eventually get hard. You know what I'm saying? And be solid the next year. So they just mixing things together. So next year, whoever they got back there, they're gonna have a full year in their belt,
Yeah.
a full off season to go through, and then I can understand you having some talks about, okay, well, this is a Tomlin problem or whatever if they're not doing well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But at the end of the day, they have not had a good quarterback since Roethlisberger has been gone.
Yeah.
They've been dealing with all kinds of diva issues at receivers and players wanting money and not wanting to play and all these other extra issues off the field. Only thing that's been remained relevant was their defense. It's the only thing
Right.
that's been relevant.
Right.
So, man, get that man his props. Stop with this whole let's fire Tomlin thing. If you fire Tomlin, then what you gonna do when you put somebody else
Yeah.
back there with that
Who else?
same team
Who
and
else
then
you gonna
y'all
get?
ain't winning at all?
Right. That's what I say. Who else you gonna get? Like, what else are you gonna do? It's you know it's because Tomlin that y'all are getting these 10-win
Hmm.
seasons. And I asked the people, the fans that want to fire Tomlin. I say, for who?
Exactly. Who
No
else you
answer.
gonna come get?
Who else
You
you gonna
can't get
get,
Bill
man?
Belichick. He's in North Carolina
Yeah,
right now.
he's in
Plus,
North
he's
Carolina.
probably so he's in North Carolina. So ain't no Bill Belichick.
Yep.
I don't think of any other coach that's out there that's going to be able to replace Tomlin right now. I
Yeah,
just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know who you're gonna get. It's almost like when I be online on Twitter and I be watching and I be on the little 49ers thing and everybody want to blame Kyle Shanahan for this, fire this and that. And I'm like, man, really?
that's how they do, man. If
As
if
much
if it ain't, yeah,
as many boneheaded plays I think Kyle Shanahan makes, who we gonna replace Kyle Shanahan with?
that's right. Exactly.
He's done took us
Exactly.
to two Super Bowls, been to NFC Championship game like 3 or 4 times, and it's just like y'all want to fire this man? Okay, so fire him, and then who you gonna replace him with?
Yeah, who you gonna get?
Then we be back down to what you. I guess y'all. It's like almost like I guess y'all want to be sitting here in the draft for the next 3 to 5 years trying to figure it
Hmm.
out. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to do that, man.
yeah.
Let's keep this shit moving. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
absolutely, man. And you look at the teams like New England. You could be in their boat. I don't like that they fired Mayo. You gave
That's
him
wrong.
one season. That you to me, you brought him in there simply to lose. You did
You
the
should have just had
same
him as an intern if that was what you was gonna
if
do,
that's
man.
what you was gonna do, man.
Why you gonna give that man a
If you knew you
contract
was
and then
gonna
fire
fire,
him after the
yeah,
first year?
yeah. With you knew that roster
With
wasn't.
what? Yeah,
With
with what
what was he
team?
gonna do? What was he
Y'all
gonna do?
started y'all started Jacoby Brissett in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. What
Come on,
what
bro. They
what you
didn't
want him
even
to
have
do?
a great roster at all. They
Nope.
that's crazy work.
Yeah.
That's
So the,
crazy. Now that's stupid.
yeah. No, absolutely, it was, and they did the same thing. It's just like what Houston did to Levy Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same thing, you know.
Yep.
And the thing is, man, if you knew you didn't want that to be your guy, just
You
don't
should don't hire him.
just don't hire him.
Don't hire him. You know what I'm saying? Don't hire him. I mean, y'all can go out there and get Robert Sala or something. I mean,
Yeah.
he might be all right
Uh,
somewhere else other than the Jets. Jets have a terrible organization as for just a FYI. But yeah,
they do. Well, they're gonna
so
get. They're gonna be looking for a new GM and all of that.
as they
The
should.
the Giants, I think they're keeping it all the same. They're not making any moves. Um, Cheetah, Tyreek, he wants out of Miami.
Yeah, man.
Where's a good fit for him?
Stay where you at.
He wants out.
No, you put yourself there.
You
Stay
wanted
there.
to be out of Kansas City.
You wanted to be out of
You
Kansas
wanted the
City.
money
You wanted the money instead of winning. Stay
instead of
your
winning.
stay your butt where you wanted
Yeah,
to be at. That's where you wanted to be at. Now you missed the playoffs and now you want to be gone and you feeling some type of way. Probably didn't get your incentive on your contract because you
yeah.
didn't get 1,000 yards.
Missed
You
the
ain't in the Pro
incentives.
Bowl.
Yep,
And now you feeling some type of way. Bro,
yep.
you the one that sit there and said two is just as accurate as Patrick Mahomes. I
You
don't really
said
care
that.
for Patrick Mahomes, but bro, we all knew that was a some
Yeah, you was
Two. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Let's
I
be
ain't
for
got nothing
real.
against Tua. He's a decent quarterback. You know what I'm
He's not no
saying? But
Mahomes.
but
I
he
don't
ain't
even like
Patrick
Mahomes like
Mahomes,
that, but
bro.
he ain't
I'm not
Patrick
him
Mahomes, dog.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you left a winning organization to go to a what if squad,
Yeah.
and then you figured out. Here's the thing, bro. That Miami, I don't know what he thought about when he went to Miami about how good they were really going to be. Miami, like I said in the beginning when we was talking about Miami,
Mm-hmm.
they're just all speed. They have
That's
no
it.
physicalness.
Yeah.
When they go out there and they try to
It's all
be,
speed.
they can't get physical with nobody. And when that gets shut down, they are terrible. That's why they couldn't beat winning. They could not beat the teams that were the best in the league with winning
Nope.
records. If it was a
Nope.
physical team, they getting whooped.
But we
And it's
saw that
just
last year.
we saw that last year. We saw that this year.
Yeah.
We've been seeing it for years.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, I mean, I will say this, he would be a good fit at wide receiver for almost any team across the league. I mean, anybody should want a Tyreek Hill because he can take the top off the defense. He's not a bad receiver. He's a pretty good receiver. Um, but I'm just on at the thought process of you made your bed, sleep in it, finish your contract out there.
Finish the contract. Yeah.
That's what you wanted. That's what you wanted. Now you ain't got it. You ready to go? Nah, you stay there. You stay there. That's your best fit. Is right there in Miami where you want to be at.
Yeah. They'll
But
probably end up trading him.
yeah, I mean at this point, I think they don't really have the way that he's sounding. You really don't have much of a choice.
Choice. Yeah.
Um, I would say if I would just to pick a team, let me see. Best fit for Tyreek Hill. Um, I'm trying to
Yes,
think of
kind
a style.
well, you know, um,
I would think Buffalo could benefit from having him.
I was thinking, okay, so we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Yeah. I think
Buffalo.
I think Buffalo definitely could benefit from having him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would be a good fit in Buffalo. Now I don't know if he want to be
Miami,
in that cold weather, but he'll be good
Miami's
fit in
not going to
Buffalo.
trade him to Buffalo though.
Oh no, not in the division. No, you
Yes,
must be
not
crazy.
division.
Unless you feel
Uh,
like you just ain't gonna get nothing else and get some good draft picks or something for him or try to just rebuild, then yeah, sure. But Miami is not set up to be winning anything, to be honest with you. They're not gonna be they're already a subpar playoff team. So
yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you where else he could go.
what's that?
Now he'd be a decent fit with the Chargers.
Yeah,
He'd be a decent fit with the Chargers.
that's true.
Yeah,
You
I
know where
think
else where he
so.
would be good at?
Or
Going to the other division. He'll be a great fit over in San Fran.
yeah.
I- hey, you already played
Hey,
with a coach that's from the Shanahan tree. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And what do we? But the only thing about it is he ain't physical enough. So that's the only other downside.
yeah.
He ain't really a
Yeah.
physical player. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we can love a little explosive player. Take the top off the defense. Let them other boys be a little physical, and he can be a little finesse. But that ain't gonna work for us here down there.
Now,
But
now,
realistically, if I was to go to an NFC team to say that who he would probably be really good for, um, he'd probably be pretty good down there in Tampa Bay.
yeah, yeah. But they got.
But they
You know what?
already got
I
they
think
already, you
Tampa
know what I'm
likes.
saying?
Yeah, I think they like how they
But
operate already.
but he
You got
might be a
Godwin.
good replacement for Godwin because Godwin's coming off that injury.
Yeah,
And when
and
people
and
come
and
off of
this is
that
his
injury,
contract year.
yeah, and what didn't he like what was his Achilles or something that was torn or something? What was it? What did he go down with? No, he had that
Uh,
bad leg injury.
yeah, it was bad. Yeah, uh,
If
man, don't give me
God
the line.
if
Yeah, but
Godwin could
I
if
know it's a gruesome
Godwin can
injury.
come yeah, if Godwin can come back and be like Godwin like normally can be, which is gonna be hard because leg injuries, I mean, let's just face it, it's very rare that people just become the same player. You know, you but I would think he would be good in Tampa Bay, but I think like you said, Tampa Bay is probably I know Tampa Bay is
Yeah,
good with what they
Ch-
got down there.
Tampa's not gonna trade for Tyreek because I think they're comfortable.
Or
Um,
Washington.
Now Washington might be that could work.
That might be
Washington,
interesting
but it's
because
it's
they play
and
fast.
yeah, but again, we got to remember it would have to be a trade because Tyreek's still under contract.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna
So
have to be a trade.
so it's
So now
it's
you're thinking
what are
about.
teams willing to give up?
So yeah, I was about to say now you're thinking about teams that got draft picks.
Yeah, yeah,
Because if I'm Miami and I'm looking at it from this standpoint, I don't care if you want to go to a winning team or not.
yeah.
That don't matter to me.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the most I can get out of it. So if I'm looking at it and you're gone, okay, so I'm gonna be like, let me get some draft picks out of here. I might be
right.
looking at a team like maybe like New York. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? New York could benefit from having two receivers. They got neighbors.
they got Malik Neighbors. Yeah,
Then
but they
put Tyreek Hill on the other side. That's gonna be
hmm
a good little combination for them. Now I know
you
they
got to
got some.
find
I'm
somebody
pretty
to throw it to them.
yeah, you got some draft picks for it. So if you can get
Yeah,
some draft picks for them, hey, you might be able to
yeah,
make it. Well, of course, you got to think about that contract and if you can,
yeah,
absorb it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you throw a couple little little expiring contract deals and stuff, and you can make it work. But yeah,
Is
yeah.
Tyreek a top tier wide receiver?
I I I put him top. I probably put him still top 10. He don't make
Top
the top
10?
5 list, but I'll say he's about top 10 right now. Regardless of this year, I would get him up in there. I still probably put him top 10.
So is he when you think of the top tier wide receivers, who like out you got Jamar Chase, you got Justin
hmm
Jefferson, right?
hmm
Who else you got up there?
CeeDee Lamb,
CeeDee
um,
Lamb.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Um, I want to say, I really like Zay Flowers.
Yeah, in Baltimore.
Um, yeah, I like Zay Flowers. Numbers wise, Mike Evans is consistent as hell. So
Yeah.
but we already know he ain't gonna be up in that upper echelon, even though he
I
probably should be.
I don't understand
Devonte
why though.
Devon Yeah, I don't either. Devonte Adams, I still put him up there, even though he had the kind of year that he's
He's
had, but
he's
we
a,
know what he can do.
he's top tier over Mike Evans.
Um, the problem is, I say yes. I say yes. He's about on the same. He's a little higher than that. To me, Devonte Adams has, for the last few years, he's actually played with very subpar quarterbacks. Very subpar quarterback. Derek Carr, trash. A trash Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know who the Raiders quarterback has been. So think about it.
Hey, Tampa didn't go through some struggles.
Yeah, what was the last struggles they went through? They had Tom
Most
Brady for a couple of years. You know what I'm
two of
saying?
those.
And then, Baker Mayfield's actually been playing pretty well. But Mike Evans has been, and he's gone from, of course, he's had Jameis Winston, but see, Jameis Winston just gonna throw that ball out there. So you gonna get
Hey,
your chances to
the
get your yards. He's gonna throw
the
about 700 picks
the
too. But
numbers will surprise you. All right, they
oh no,
both
they
came
won't.
into the league. Mike Evans and Devonte Adams came into the league the same year,
Mm-hmm.
2014. All
Mm-hmm.
right, I'm just gonna give you the total numbers. I'm not even gonna go year by year. We could break that down, but I'm gonna give you the total numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the total numbers of yards that Mike Evans has is 12,684
Mm-hmm.
in those 10 years. The total numbers of Devonte Adams has is 11,844.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The total number of touchdowns that Mike Evans has is 105. The total number that Devonte Adams has is 103.
Yeah, they're
The a-
comparable.
the average yards per catch, Mike Evans 15.2. Devonte
Mm-hmm.
Adams 12.4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The number now here's what's crazy. Devonte Adams has almost 100 more targets, and he has 121 more receptions than Mike Evans.
Mm-hmm.
With having that many more receptions and 1,000 plus yards less in yards and less touchdowns, give me Mike Evans.
One other thing that you gotta remember in this whole entire thing is Mike Evans has never been really injured seriously.
Neither has
But
Devontae.
he's missed more games than Mike Evans. I'm pretty sure of that.
Four less.
4 less games. That's
Four
it.
less games. Four less games.
And on top of that, yeah, I mean it's really good numbers. They're both
Yeah,
comparable.
games played. Mike Evans has 168. Devontae Adams has 164.
Hmm. Problem I only have with the whole situation is just I've seen what Devonte Adams looked like in the Raiders uniform, and I've
I
seen those
mean,
Raiders quarterbacks.
when he went to the 2023 year, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards.
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 yards. The year before that, with the Raiders, he had 103 receptions, 1,144 100 yards. 100 receptions, 1,516 yards. I don't.
They're not
There's no
going
drop
nowhere.
off. There's
No,
no drop off when he went to the
what I'm
Raiders.
saying is, you're getting a lot of receptions and you're getting these little yards, but they're not meaningful for anything. The Raiders weren't doing nothing. They had really subpar quarterback play. They weren't really doing
Hey,
that.
Carr was getting it to him,
So
man.
does look good. It does look good. What was he doing when he was on the Raiders
The
this year
the
before he
the
got traded?
the first year, his first year with the Raiders, he had 14 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean he made him look better.
The next
He
year,
definitely made him look
2023,
better.
he had 8. This year, even this year, and
His numbers have to be horrible this year because he looked terrible in the Jets uniform.
yeah, this year was bad. This year was bad, but he didn't play much this year.
Mhm. That's what I'm talking about too. That actually plays in the part with what Mike Evans has done this year, plus what he's done this year is not the same category either. I
Mike
can
Evans
guarantee
also
you
got
if
hurt for 3 weeks this year.
yeah, you're right. You're right. But Mike Evans has definitely played with better quarterback play this year. I can guarantee you if they both was on par and they both was playing with the same type of quarterback play, like they would probably still have comparable numbers almost to the T. They're both on the
Okay,
same. They're both
he,
on the same. They're both. I will
they
say they're
have to be
both
on
on
the
the
same
same
tier.
level. They will both be on the same level.
Yeah, they
I just,
both got to be on the same tier.
yeah. I mean, then that's the
I
problem. That is the
I
problem
I
because Mike Evans really should be upper echelon. To be
yeah,
honest with you, he should be
that's
top
why I
five.
brought it up. That's why I brought it up because I always see people will put Devonte Adams on tier 1 and then put Mike Evans on tier 2, and I'm like,
I think it's because Devonte Adams looks more explosive when he does play. Mike Evans, you don't really when you watch him play. It's like I wish I could really break it down, but Mike Evans don't really he don't give you the wow moments, I guess. Even though he hits you with wow moments, but people don't really be like, "Oh my god," you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like watching somebody like Devonte Adams is gonna give you. He's gonna give you moments where it's just like, "Oh my god, how in the world?" Like Odell Beckham. You look
yeah,
at Odell Beckham's numbers, people still want to put him like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we know he's washed. He's after his injury. He ain't been good since that Rams Super Bowl. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But when you look at Odell Beckham, you're like explosive catching, explosive receiver. Mike Evans don't give you, oh, he's so explosive. He ain't coming off the blocks. He ain't outrunning nobody. It's almost like watching Jerry Rice versus Terrell Owens or something. Jerry Rice was I'm gonna hit you with a nice route. I'm gonna get this and I can take this to the house. I got sure hands. You know what I'm saying?
give me Jerry
He
Rice
ain't go,
every time.
but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But when you look at it from a game tape, you're just like he don't just spectacular wow. But when you look at like a Randy Moss, you're like, oh my god, this is one of the best things I'd have seen.
Yeah,
That's what people say. But when you look at the
I,
numbers, it's just like you'd be like, okay,
it's
so you'll say Randy
it's the
Moss is the
eye
greatest
thing. It's
receiver,
the
but if
eye.
I show
It's
you,
the eye
it's the
thing.
eye test. So when you
Yeah,
see like Randy Moss, you just kind of like, man, he's the greatest receiver I've ever seen. Oh, really? But when I pull up these stats, though,
yeah,
it ain't even close. And
yeah,
Randy Moss has been amazing for his career. It ain't close stats wise. And I think that's where Mike Evans falls under. But we had a discussion on this because I think Mike Evans should be considered top tier, to be
yeah.
honest with you.
Absolutely.
Um, and I think he should be. Honestly, I definitely put him in my top 10 of receivers. I definitely put him there. He's top 10 receiver in the NFL.
Yeah,
He just don't play on a team that's gonna wow you, and he's not a flashy guy. He's
he's
not a
he
flashy guy.
for
He's
for
not
for
the.
me for
He's not a
me.
flashy guy,
Yeah, for me, he had 11 touchdowns this year. This
and he missed three
just
games.
and he missed 3 games this year. Yeah, he missed 3 games. He had 74 receptions. And even missing those 3 games, he still had 1,004 yards. even missing those 3 games. You know.
See, like I was telling you, one thing I did like about what Tampa did is that he got his 1,000 yards on that last play. So when they came out there, they put him in the game and they threw him the ball because they knew he was close to getting a
Yeah.
1,000 yards. So
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love that Tampa really out there and gave him that 1,000 yard
Trying to get
receiving.
him that incentive. Yeah.
I love that from him. That is respect to a guy that has put in work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
That
only
is
got
respect to him.
he's only got what 10. If he could do that for 10 more years,
It ain't happening.
ain't nobody catching Jerry Rice, huh?
Bruh, you seen some of the greatest receivers come into the league, and I mean Randy Moss is what, third in receiving. Terrell
Yeah.
Owens was number 2. I think he's 2 or 3 now.
He's 2.
Uh, and he's literally what, like 3,000 yards less than Jerry Rice. It's not
Yes.
happening, bro. It's
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah.
It Terrell Owens played for what, 18 seasons or something like that, 17 seasons. So
Yeah.
it's like now it may happen. It may happen. It may happen if they come out the gates, and now we got an extra game. You know what I'm saying? You're
I
playing
just
17 versus 16 games, so it gives you
yeah.
an extra game. Somebody's gonna have to. They're gonna have to come out and be killing it. Like
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think
Larry Fitzgerald's
I
number 2, isn't he?
did he take over number 2? Let me see. Let me check it.
I
But
think it was Larry Fitzgerald.
I think wide receiver yards all time. We'll see. Yes, Larry Fitzgerald is number. Yeah, T.O. is 7,000 behind. Larry Fitzgerald is 5,000 behind. And I'm just rounding, y'all, so it's not exact numbers. So
That's
it's
that's an
Jerry Rice,
enormous gap, bro.
Larry Fitz, Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Isaac Bruce, Tony Gonzalez, which is crazy considering he was a
Yes.
tight end. Tim Brown, Steve Smith Jr., Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, James Lofton, Chris Carter, Anquan Bolden, Henry Ellert, Julio Jones, Torrey Holt, Andre Reed. We don't talk enough about Andre Reed. Steve Largent and Jason Witten.
Oh wow.
Um,
I didn't know
look,
Devonte Adams had 1,000 yards this year. That's crazy. But yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a. I don't think anybody's catching that 22,000 or something like that. It's some
nah,
crazy
because
numbers, bro.
it's closer to 23. It's 22,895,
Yeah, it's crazy
bro.
numbers, bro.
So here's the thing. I think
Somebody would beat the single season receiving record getting 2,000 yards before anybody's gonna get that.
yes, I agree with that. It only person I think that has a chance, and I know he's already been in the league 10 years. Mike Evans, man. But I think he may slide into the top 5.
You can make a good case out of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
would give
gonna
that to
slide
him.
into the top 5. He's not
Yeah,
gonna beat it.
yeah.
But I mean, in terms of
It
durability,
depends on how long he continues to decide to play and
yeah,
durability.
that
Yeah,
right, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He stays healthy. I know he missed 3 games this year, but
That was a freak accident.
that
Well,
was
no.
yeah,
Well, I mean, yeah, he was already dealing with an injury. He just played through it, and
through it, yeah, yeah.
he just couldn't do it that on that play. Yeah.
So if you're starting a team right now and you have the choice between Devonte Adams at receiver or Mike Evans, which one are you taking? It's hard.
I still think I probably would go with Devontae.
I'm going
I
Mike,
don't know.
man.
I mean, they're I mean, they're really comparable. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think I'm losing either way it goes. So I mean, like,
yeah, you're not.
I still think I don't know.
I just
I probably would do it just based upon like he would be my explosive receiver.
I would
So
just tell
that's what I
people
would put it.
I would like to encourage people to just go look at the numbers, like because I don't think people realize, like I don't think people really understand. It's almost like they sweep him under the rug a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I
I mean,
agree
they
with you
do.
though.
I mean,
I
they
agree
do.
with you though. You're not losing either way. Like you're
Yeah,
not
you're not
losing
losing
either way.
either way. I think,
What happened?
like I said, I would probably Devonte Adams just gives me. I feel like he gives me more explosiveness. That's the reason why I would go with him. We already know he's quicker, so
Yeah,
he's gonna take the top off a little bit better than Mike Evans. Mike Evans is a sure-handed receiver. I mean, there is no drop off really if you talk about skill sets of a receiver. You can't go wrong with either one. But I will go with probably more with Devonte Adams than Mike Evans, just off of that. But other than that, Mike Evans is right there at the top. He should be. He should be paid like these top receivers in the league.
agreed. I, the thing is, um, Tampa, aside from the Tom Brady, Tampa flies under the radar too. Like that matters, right? That's that's a big part of it, and
And I will
you know,
also, this is another thing, just looking at the stats, and you bring up a good point. But one thing I will say the difference between them two. Look at Devonte Adams' yearly stats and then look at Mike Evans. Mike Evans, since he's been in, has been 1,000-yard receiver. Devonte Adams has not. And his numbers are still just as close. He started out with like only 400 for 3 seasons. 400, 400,
yeah.
and then like 800. And his stats are just as comparable as
Well,
Mike
yeah,
Evans.
and yeah, you know why? Because he was the only receiver that Green Bay had. Like it got to where he was the yeah. I
That's a fact. That's a
yeah.
fact.
He
You're
was
right.
the only weapon they had at wide receiver in Green Bay.
Yeah, you're
We
right.
talked about. Remember they talked about like
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying it's an
I
amazing thing to
yeah. I see
see
you. I
how
see it.
slow he started and he still just got just as good numbers.
Right.
So
Well,
it's just like
that's where you
that's
take
very good explosiveness out of that. Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, so it's like you look at it, you're just like,
Yeah,
that's
do
pretty
you want
dang
the
good.
yeah, did Mike Evans, it was
But that
kind of
goes
like
to
out
show,
off the
yeah,
rip.
it's just I'm gonna stay consistent and
Yeah.
Green Bay just, I don't know. We already know how Green Bay has been. I don't really want to talk about their they I don't know what
well,
they've been doing out there, but yeah.
what happens to Devonte Adams now? And what does Aaron Rodgers do? I mean, the Jets have already said
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Aaron
that
Rodgers needs to
project is done.
retire.
I agree. I
He
agree.
needs to just go ahead and retire. Don't even. It's time to just hang it up, bro. It's
Yeah,
time to
let it
hang it
go.
up.
Let it
So
go.
retire, Devonte Adams.
You
I don't
need
know
a new
what. I
home.
mean, you just need to go to a new home, bro.
Yeah.
You need to go to a new home. I
And
You should
don't
have, to
go
me.
fly.
He should have
I,
stayed at Green Bay, but I understand why
I
he
agree.
didn't stay at Green Bay. But he should have stayed at Green Bay. I would have stayed at Green Bay, and you might have been able to been you would have been blessed with Love. Love is actually playing really well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You would have been
He's
blessed with
playing
Love out
solid. Yeah,
there, bro. So
he is.
there
He's
would have
pretty
been
good.
literally no drop off in quarterback play because Love has looked really good.
Yeah, he has.
So
Yeah, he has.
you
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? So I would have stayed in Green Bay, but I understood because he really wanted to play with Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers couldn't make up his mind if he was staying or going, and you don't want to
Yeah.
deal with that. So it's like, let me go to the team that has one of my
Well,
friends
where
in it.
one of my friends, they played together at Fresno
Hmm.
State and
Which I
with
will
Derek
say,
Carr.
to be honest with you, I think Las Vegas did Derek Carr dirty, but whatever.
Oh,
It
agreed.
is what it is.
Agreed. But
I think
Derek
they did
Carr,
him dirty.
did you see what Derek Carr said?
Mm-mm.
Uh, they asked him about taking a pay cut, and he said no, no pay cut. because of what he's done this year and the injuries that he's suffered and what he's battled through. No paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you talking like you won, man. Y'all was the bottom of the division, bruh. You talking like y'all did something, man. You know, I'm just saying, you talking like you did some big shit.
My
And
dude,
y'all was the
bro.
y'all was dumpster. Y'all was dumpster, like
Oh
dumpster fire,
man.
dumpster juice.
Oh
Y'all was
my
at the
gosh.
bottom.
Boy, y'all out there playing like booty juice. You talking about you ain't gonna
Yeah,
take a pay cut.
yeah, man. I mean,
I
I'm not.
would, just for the simple fact that I want to see my team get better, bro. Like, come on, man. And
Yeah,
I mean, I understand the bag. People want the bag, but that's why you don't. That's how you get
but
you.
Derek
You
Carr,
don't
you're
stay in
not
the
that.
league.
You're not
And he's
that.
not. He is
Derek Carr,
not.
you're not
He
that.
has never been the it factor. You've had a
No,
couple of good years, but you
no,
have never been the it factor. You are
no.
literally an average quarterback
That's it. That that that's real.
that rocks the car name. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
And your
And the
brother
thing,
wasn't that great either, so there it is.
nah, he didn't have an offensive line either.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. He's in the record
they
books.
yeah.
Hey, he got the record books. Was it the most sacks by a game?
Yeah,
Oh man, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He
No,
didn't have an offensive line.
no, he didn't. Who could use a quarterback? Who should draft a quarterback this year? Vegas, New York
Vegas,
Jets,
New
New
York
York
Jets, New York
Giants,
Giants, New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints. Why are you talking? Why are you talking?
Yeah, yeah. Shoot. Who
Yeah,
don't need a dang quarterback out there? Most of those bottom of the barrel teams need a quarterback for some
yeah.
of them boys. Like the Giants stick out, the Jets stick out, the Saints stick out. I mean, you could go down the line, bro.
Go down the
Hey,
line.
there's a lot that actually can use a quarterback.
Yeah,
I mean, I ain't gonna throw. Of course, I can't throw the Bears in there because they got one. He just
yeah,
needs to be polished and treated right down there.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, those are the
Uh,
main ones right off the
those
top.
are the
Them,
main ones. Yeah.
those are the four main teams you could think of: Uh, Jets, Giants, Jets, Giants, Saints, and who was the other one we just said?
Jets, Giants, Saints, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yeah,
Yeah,
they all need quarterbacks.
they all need
They
quarterbacks.
all need quarterbacks. They need help.
We
Period.
well, hey, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it. Atlanta, Michael Penix Jr. Let me tell you what. That's your guy moving forward. He's
Yes, it
good.
is. Yes, he
He's
is.
good.
He is.
He's good.
He's just a. I
I,
mean, he's a rookie, so he's gonna make the
yeah,
rookie mistakes, but he's
but
got to be. He's about to be a problem. He's actually gonna fit really well in Atlanta.
he's gonna he's gonna fit really well. I don't
Yes,
want to jinx the guy, but I like him.
I like
I'm
Penix Jr.
I'm
I
excited.
like
Yeah, I'm
Penix Jr.
excited for him. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like I knew. What
Nah,
he had been
man.
able to do at
To
Washington.
me, writing was right on the wall. You could see it at Washington.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, I feel
I
like
knew
you
he
could
had the
see it at
talent.
Washington. Yeah,
Yeah,
but sometimes watching the way a player actually plays, you kind of sometimes you can kind of get that feeling like he's this person. I had a feeling he might be something in the NFL. Like people like Bo Nix, to me, it's kind of surprising.
yeah,
I didn't expect him to be where he's at right now. He looks like he seemed like one of those ones that might be a couple of years, you know, might,
yeah.
what I'm saying. Bo Nix is one of them. Jaden Daniels is he was actually the best choice out of that draft to me.
That I
Anyway,
said the same. I said the
yeah.
same thing.
Caleb Williams,
It's a mental thing with Caleb Williams.
well, yeah, he
Obviously,
overthink. I think he's overthinking the game.
right.
Like for one, this is the problem with Caleb Williams because like when you have an issue where you're holding on to the ball too long, It means there's something in your clock that's thinking the game is slower than what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
To me, you holding on too long. You're not learning how to, you know, get rid of the ball, throw it out of bounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, save your down. Don't be holding it trying to create something. This is the NFL.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
he's always trying to make a play.
yeah,
It's
and
not always
you
there.
can't do that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't do that. So you gotta get out of the college mindset. We know
Yeah.
you're athletic. We know what you did in college, but at the NFL level, you are going against the upper echelon of players. Like these are people that been in college league on your level or better. So
Yeah.
you need to, and then it's really a game of you're not playing just the athletes on the field. You're playing a defensive coordinator that's been seeing different offenses for years,
Yeah.
and he's scheming against you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the game's a lot faster because we know these players are bigger, faster, stronger than they are in college, and you're
Yeah.
going against all of those.
Yep.
And you got a mind a, a mind that's just been crazy. Like I seen a little YouTube clip. It was Vince
Mm-hmm.
Young, and he was talking about like his time in NFL and how he had to learn the difference of the game. Like he was talking about one of Bill Belichick's assistants um
Mm-hmm.
at the time. He said he saw him like at a little in Vegas or something. He said after they go play their years or whatever, they used to hang out.
Yeah.
Players used to hang out in Vegas or whatever. The guy came up to him and said, "Hey, Vince Young, I'm such and such. I'm Bill Belichick's little scout or whatever." He said, "I've been scouting you. You know, they're checking out your tendency." He told him like he was just like the dude broke down that he notices that whenever Vince Young was looking around or wherever pre-snap huddles and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
he said he noticed that you be all he's moving around, but then he kind of straightens out his legs and something. It's something so specific that he
Mm-hmm.
does before he was getting ready to snap the ball.
To let you
That's
know
that's the type of detail you dealing with when you're dealing with
NFL.
NFL
Yep.
professional versus, college.
Yeah.
That type of detail, like right there. Like I was watching somebody else, I forgot I think it was Marshawn Lynch was saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about going up against Ray Lewis. And Ray Lewis talked to him, and Ray Lewis literally broke down like his stance before he even got the ball. Ray Lewis already knew this is what you do pre-snap.
Yeah.
And Marshawn was just like, he had to sit back and think about it. He was just like, bro, he was like, dog, they're reading you before you even take a snap. So they're
Like a
looking at
book.
so much tendencies and
Mm-hmm.
small little things you're doing, just the intricate details of your body movements and things like that.
Right.
This is the mentality of this is great. You know what I'm saying? This is where greatness lies. This is why
Yeah.
these people are so great at what they do. It's college and NFL is literally like miles. This whole
Yeah.
speeding up the game, man, that's why a lot of these rookies that come out and they be really good, and then the next
Mm-hmm.
year you're looking like they're dropping off. That's because now
Well,
they got a full year of scouting you.
yeah. Well, that's the yeah, that, and also I talked about it earlier. Caleb Williams needed a slice of humble pie. You can't
Yeah.
tell your punter. You can't tell your punter, yeah, you ain't gonna need to really punt this year, man.
He needed to
Boy,
punt
did
a
that
lot this year.
backfire. Yeah, boy, did that backfire.
Yeah,
Man, you
boy.
got that punter out there looking like this motherfucker here.
Like
Like God.
confidence, you know what I'm saying? Confidence is one thing, but being
Yeah,
cocky is a little bit too. Yeah, he needed a
yeah,
slice of that
a little
because
bit
this
too
this
cocky. You
is
needed, yeah, humble pie.
like you're not doing. You haven't been doing what these people been doing for years. Like
Mm-hmm.
a 13-year vet has been studying film, especially the
Yeah,
good ones.
yeah,
Great defensive coordinators and defenses. These dudes are studying film, and they ain't just watching literally it ain't just watching the X's and O's of a team.
yeah,
When you getting down and literally breaking down player tendencies. It's crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
And the thing is, we're not there. We can only go based on what we hear, right? But I
Right.
remember earlier in the season, they were talking about Jaden Daniels and how
Mm-hmm.
he gets there like a couple hours before, but he's usually
Mm-hmm.
like the last to leave, right?
Dedication.
Because he understood that I don't know, but I have to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like Caleb Williams may have came in and said, "Oh, I
I
got
got this.
this,"
Yeah,
because
I got this.
at every level I've been a winner.
Yeah, and their mindset is this is just football.
Yeah,
This is
it's
professional.
this is professional football, bro.
Yeah,
For
and
some for some man, you got like the thing is like as much as we talk about like the Manning family, right?
mm-hmm.
Uh, like Peyton is years better than Eli, right?
Yeah,
They both understand football. I feel like at a very high level,
I
but
agree.
talent wise, Peyton was just a better quarterback.
Yeah,
Now we could probably say system or whatever.
no, because he
So
did it in two places, so there's
right,
that.
there's that, right? So my the point is they come from the same pedigree. They both study really well and they were
Mm-hmm.
both winners all the way up
Yep.
through, into the NFL, right?
Yep.
But even with that pedigree, you don't think Peyton was studying? You don't think Peyton understands all of them defenses because he was because his name? No, that was studying,
Yeah,
right?
he
That
put in the
was like
work.
he put in the work. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Caleb Williams does it. Let me make that
Yeah.
clear. What I'm saying is I believe Peyton understood that I have to put in this work to get better, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that good, right?
Yeah.
And even though he understood I'm not NFL good, right? We
Not
saw
yet.
what not yet. We saw what his rookie season looked like out of
Yeah, he was
Tennessee,
a
right?
that was a pick artist, boy.
Yeah, and I mean Eli's rookie year looked better than Peyton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um,
This is facts.
but Caleb Williams has to eat this season up, not let it deter him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got to work on getting the ball out quicker, understanding that every play can't be a big play. Throw it away
Exactly.
sometimes. Throw it
Yeah.
away.
It's not
Take the
college
sack.
ball.
Take
Yeah,
the sack
it's not college
sometimes.
ball. Yeah, it's not
College
college ball.
ball, man.
So me, it's just gonna come. I think it will come to him, but you sometimes you just gotta be humble and you gotta go through the experience. Like not everybody's gonna pull C.J. Stroud. Yeah,
Right.
everybody ain't gonna be a Jaden Daniels. Even C.J. Stroud's been struggling this year. So it's
Yeah.
just like
Because they got film. Jaden
yeah,
Daniels next year is going to have some
it's gonna be
struggles,
harder. It's gonna be a lot
right?
harder.
Because
So
they're
you,
going to be like, all right, they're going to be able to pick certain things up.
yep,
Look,
and you got.
we see what Bryce Young has been able to do
Oh yeah,
since
he's
he's
starting to
come
come
back.
a little bit, getting a little more comfortable. But I think
Yeah,
they did him a disservice in the first place because like when you don't, like they with Bryce Young, I believe they should have. You should well, first of all, you should have got a line for him in the first place. But
yeah.
he should have
I think
probably
they'll
started
address
behind
that
a
this
vet.
offseason.
Yeah, I think so too. But he should have started behind the vet. You know what I'm saying? Let a vet come in and take because not everybody's gonna be explosive off the rip. And when you
Yeah,
trade off assets that you traded off your firepower for him, so you kind of gave him nothing.
yeah.
If I'm gonna start a team and I'm drafting somebody number one overall and I'm giving him nothing around him in the beginning, I'm gonna
Hmm.
be like, look, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna we're gonna we're gonna put you on the bench for a little bit, let you learn behind the vet, see how he plays the game, and then we'll try to get you in mid season or something like that. I think
Hmm.
that's completely fair, especially if you're trying to bring somebody in that your talent ain't good. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest, man. These people, you scout your own team. You know your team ain't good with the pieces you got around them. So it's like, don't
Yeah.
put them in a situation that's gonna get them killed.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. I.
I
I.
think Caleb Williams will get it. I think his second year will be better than what it has been this year. I
Yeah.
believe if Chicago can get a consistent coaching staff that's gonna be worth a damn,
Yeah.
they might make some noise. So yeah.
I. I. I would. I would say the biggest thing that they have to address is, honestly, it sounds crazy because remember at the beginning of the year that we said on paper they look good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
Mm-hmm.
it comes down to coaching. Like there's
Yeah.
something because like yeah, it's easy to say on paper they look good. I mean, maybe they could address some things on the offensive line. You have some receivers, you have a running back,
It was coaching.
you have a solid defense.
You definitely know it was coaching because that coach, he didn't give a damn what they did. It was always like that
Yeah,
last second touchdown play, and then we like what we did there.
yeah,
Your mismanagement of a timeout that could have been something crucial to make y'all, to give you a chance in that game. We like
yeah,
what we did there. I'm glad they fired him. They'd have been
yeah,
gone. Like
yeah,
the boneheaded things that y'all were doing because of your play calling. Nah, you wouldn't be able to last that long with me. No.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
uh I would like to say this, switching gears just a little bit. We're gonna stay with football, but I'm not addressing the MVP thing anymore. Like if I'm just gonna say this, based on what I've heard, every analyst that's picking not Jared Goff,
Jared Al,
that's
Josh
picking
Allen,
Josh Allen,
Josh
sorry,
Allen.
everybody that's picking Josh Allen, man, let's call a spade a spade. If you're picking him because it's a participation trophy, because I'm and here's why I say that, right? Every argument shows Lamar Jackson has played out
Lamar
of this
Jackson has the
world.
better numbers.
He's played out of this world. The numbers are astronomical. But he has too. So give it to Josh Allen because Lamar Jackson has too. So just
That's usually that's that
give it to Josh
almost like
Allen.
fatigue. It's almost like that fatigue that they gotta get. Like not the switch to. It's like the NBA. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan probably could have won MVP every
Every
year.
year. Every year. Yeah.
But um I think they just kind of looking at Lamar, and I think a lot of people really like Josh Allen, and it's participation, it's popularity trophy, whatever they want to give it, because the numbers aren't lying. Lamar
The
Jackson's he's
the
thrown over
better
what
quarterback.
4,000
Yeah.
yards. He's thrown over four
Nine
thousand yards. He has
900
40 something
rushing.
touchdown
Yeah.
passes and 900 rushing yards. It's
And
like,
and
and
only
he has
four
less than 5 picks, four
picks.
picks
Yeah.
in the whole entire year.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
The MVP is the most valuable player.
Yeah.
I guess you
And
could
they
look at it from this standpoint. You could bring the value. You could say, oh, yeah, Josh Allen has more value because he has less around him. Fine, I guess.
well, he also
But
played easier opponents. You had Miami twice, you had New England twice, and you had the Jets twice.
there's that.
And head to head, Baltimore stomped y'all.
Hmm.
I heard
I
Paul.
want to talk about that, huh?
I heard. I don't. I can't
Did
remember
it?
who it was. It was somebody on one of them Fox shows, but the one with Paul Pierce, Michael Irvin,
Oh,
and Keyshawn.
un, little undisputed, or used to be undisputed, but it's probably something else. It's just nothing
Yeah,
else now.
whatever it
Speak
is, speak.
something,
Yeah,
speak
something.
like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Hmm.
one of the arguments was, you know, just that, you know, Josh Allen has nobody to throw it to, and
Didn't
Lamar
they just pick up
Jackson.
Amari Cooper?
It, so
Didn't they
I'm
pick
like,
him
all
up?
right. So I'm like, so y'all don't know the Bills roster because Amari Cooper is nobody. But all right,
Yeah. I swear they
and
got a pretty
then
decent tight end too. But
and then they said, oh yeah, but look at what he's been able to do
and ain't Ja-
in the
ain't
last few weeks. Hey, one of those
ain't Cook a
spectacular
1,000 yards
games they
rusher?
lost. Cook's a
Yeah, they
thousand
did.
yard rusher. So I
And I
look,
know what Cook could do because he cooked us.
Cook has 15 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he cooked us. So there it is.
yeah.
Um, so
So
they I think they just want Josh Allen to have something. You
yeah,
can't
that's
sit there because he's also giving more passes than Lamar Jackson. You know, everybody talks about Lamar Jackson and then he
yep.
can't get it in the playoffs. Ain't nobody said nothing about Josh Allen can't make it in the playoffs, right? I don't ever hear anything
No,
about that, right?
don't ever hear it ever.
If I do recall, he's been bounced out of the first round more
Lamar at
than
least
Lamar
has
Jackson.
one win.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
ain't been to no NFC or no AFC championship.
exactly.
He hasn't gotten past Patrick Mahomes.
Yep. So
Guess who else hasn't
look,
got past Patrick Mahomes? Lamar Jackson. But who gets more flack for
yeah,
his
that was,
team?
but Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson.
gets the flat. So
Yeah.
yeah,
What are we doing here?
we know what it is. Um, man, real quick, real interesting thing, man. I didn't realize this. Obviously, we know Jamar Chase is the Triple Crown winner.
Yes.
Um, and I saw some people talk about like Joe Burrow being
Mm-hmm.
MVP.
Mm.
Um, here's what I'll say to that. No,
If your team ain't in it, you can't win it.
for one, but this is why it's important to watch the game. I have literally watched Cincinnati play every game this season. I've watched every Cincinnati game. I've watched every Ram game. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Um, I I'm a here's the thing. I've watched Jamar Chase. Without Jamar Chase, Burrow's numbers don't look like that. And what I mean by that is Jamar Chase is blowing past defenders with ease.
Yeah.
He is easily getting open.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, easily. Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
he is
It's
like,
crazy.
it's crazy easy, right? Without
He
Jamar
makes
Chase,
he makes it
he
look good.
makes it way easier to look like a that again, not taking anything from Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's really good, right?
Yeah,
I
because you
don't
got to
take
get him
nothing
the
away.
ball. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The person
you
got to
got
get you the ball.
you got to get him the ball. But
And
when
Joe Burrow
you're
is
that
definitely an
open,
accurate passer, but
yeah, he is.
he be carving, bro.
He's
Jamar
got
Chase is
a
something
wide
different.
open target. And let me also bring up this too, man. On the other side, T. Higgins, man, that
He's
boy,
no slouch.
his I don't know what be on them hands, but some of them catches he be making, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, how big are your hands, dog? Like, bro,
Crazy work. They got some
he
crazy receivers out
they
there,
got some
bro.
crazy
They got some
receivers.
crazy receivers.
And the leading the player that leads in sacks this year comes from Cincinnati. As bad as their defense was,
Hmm.
Cincinnati has the league leader in sacks.
It's crazy work.
Hendricks. Hendricks is
It's crazy work, and they missed the
league
playoffs.
leader in sacks.
Makes you
As
wonder
good as
what are y'all
right.
doing out there in Cincinnati to where y'all
Hey.
can't y'all start out so slow.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Kansas City definitely lost on purpose. They did not want to see Cincinnati. Kansas City. I feel like if Cincinnati made it in, they was gonna give some people some problems. And I think I think Cincinnati is Kansas City's kryptonite.
To be honest
In
with
a
you,
sense, when you really look at it and break it
I
down
really almost want to say, yeah, you're right, because there's a
over the
lot of
last
games
4 or 5
when
years,
Cincinnati has always played them to a last moment, and for some odd reason, it's always some kind of penalty that keeps them from beating Kansas
yeah,
City.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and yeah. So I definitely believe that Kansas City was like that was a kind of like a fu moment. We just gonna like get
Yeah.
obliterated by Denver, so y'all can't make it in, and
Yeah,
so
because
that Denver can make it in.
to be honest with you, if I would be honest, if Cincinnati did make it, they would have been really a problem for a lot of teams, because that offense is crazy work.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a crazy. You know how much pressure that offense puts on defenses? Whew.
Yes, yes,
Like your
yes.
players like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, them boys are on a different level, bro.
Level.
Do you
Yeah,
hear?
yeah,
The fact that Cincinnati ain't paid that man,
yeah. It- like you have to. He's a triple crown winner. He didn't get a
man,
contract. He put an
even
insurance policy out on himself.
bro, even with them not winning it this year, how do you hesitate to get that man his money?
Yeah,
How?
yeah.
Like
It's
how? You see what
there's
Minnesota did?
unjustifiable. Yeah,
Minnesota said, "Hold up, let me go ahead and throw this man Justin Jefferson all this money.
yeah.
He's worth it."
He's worth it. He showed
Now
it.
you're gonna have to try to get him in a contract.
Yeah,
You should have
yeah.
re-signed him when he wanted to resign, gave him his money, and then now it's really gonna cost you to give
Because
him
he's
his
gonna be
money.
like, I'm the triple crown winner.
Now they probably get exactly what you gonna do. You gonna try to franchise tag him again? He ain't gotta play if you franchise tag him. I can sit
Yeah,
on the bench. I'll take this hit.
yeah.
I ain't gotta play. I'll hold out, because if you want to
Mhm.
franchise, I don't have to play then.
Yeah,
I don't understand the hesitation to pay players, the players that you know you're going to need,
yeah.
what they're worth.
And
Just pay the man.
if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm like, hey, pay him.
Yeah, I'll take a pay cut next year or
Yeah,
something. Pay that
yeah.
man.
I'll take the cut to pay him. Pay him.
Yeah, because he making
Yeah,
me look real good. I
yeah.
need him in order to do my job.
Absolutely, you do. You
So
did,
now
Joe. If you're
you
Joe
got,
Burrow, you're like, oh,
bro.
he's making me. Damn,
Yeah,
he's
you
making me
gotta.
look good.
So what you're saying is you gotta pay Jamar Chase. You gotta pay T Higgins, and
I
you ain't
think
get none of those contracts done.
Yeah.
Did T Higgins re up?
No, I know T Higgins didn't, but he did say he would take less money to come back. If the situation was right, he'll take less money to come back.
Well, what's the right situation is what I'm wondering. I bet you it has something to do with, you
It's
better
got something
pay
to do
that
with
man.
getting Chase.
You better
You
pay
get
that man.
Chase,
Because
and
if you ain't gonna
yeah,
pay him, you're gonna have to pay me.
yeah,
That's probably what he's thinking. If you don't
yeah,
pay Chase, you're gonna have to pay me to come back.
yeah.
Right now, I'm in the mode of pay him. I'll take less just so we can keep what we got.
Keep this
But
offensive nucleus
you got to,
going.
yeah, you got a mess on your hands, man. You should have just go ahead and got that contract out, and then
I
you might
agree.
have got T Higgins already saying, "Oh, I'll take less for you to have him," because I understand.
Yeah. Oh
Players
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Players
Players know.
know.
If I'm
You know what I'm
T
saying?
Higgins, yeah, and you get Jamar Chase, yeah, I'll take less. Let's run this back. Let's do
And that's
something with
how,
this.
that's how I feel like with quarterbacks. Like a quarterback, unless you just the only thing that's smoking
Hmm.
on your offense. If I was a QB, hey, look, bro, I'll probably pull the Tom Brady.
As
That's
much
one
as I
respect
don't
I
like
will
Tom
give.
Brady,
That's
is
one respect I give him. He
that's
never took the max for more majority of those years that he could have took,
yep,
because let's just face it, down in New England, he was worth every penny they had. I can't stand Tom
yeah.
Brady, but
But
he
he
was
was
worth
that
every penny for
man.
them.
You got to give it to him. Yep,
And he sacrificed salary in order for them to try to build teams.
yep, yep.
That's what you should do. That's a true leader to me. bro.
I
Like I
agree.
could be the even if I'm the best player, if I could be the best player, don't mean I need to be the paid that. I mean, you want to throw the money at me? Hey, I'll take a pay cut if you want to keep this team rolling.
Right. Yeah.
That's the mentality that players should have, man. Like if you really about winning,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm with you.
help out somebody else. You're gonna get a couple of selfish people, but hey, if I know I need this person right here, let me go ahead and take a little bit of pay cut because I ain't trying
Yeah.
to. I need these people. I need these people to
Hmm.
do my job. So therefore, let me go ahead and take a little. It ain't gotta be an enormous amount, but hey, just a little bit. Get you a
Yeah.
little bit of money, but you know, get you enough to where we could do this. Or if you pay me here, well, let's restructure this contract
Right.
so where we can get money moving around so you can start paying these
Yeah.
players right here. Because I know if I know I'm gonna need mine, but I need them. You need them. So let's just go ahead and restructure my
Let's just get
contract
it.
around, get a little bit of more money so we can pay people what they want.
Yeah.
But you got
Yeah.
to lead by that example, and I believe, other players will usually follow. If the main person, like if your star, says, "I'm going to take less so we can get more,"
More. Yeah.
I guarantee you, other players will follow throughout that
Oh
because they
yeah.
could see star players unselfish and he's looking to win.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about, man. At the end of the day, it's a team game. If we have something solid and we can make something work, hey, I'll take
Hmm.
the less. I know a lot of time it's about the guaranteed money. I get that.
Hmm.
And we'll figure that out. But
Hey, I could take less. Just guarantee me a contract. I'll take less as
mhm,
long as you guarantee me a contract. You
yeah,
guarantee me these years, I'm
yeah,
I'll take less money.
yeah.
That's all it
So
is. I
yeah,
mean, you
that's
already. I
it.
mean, think about it though. It's like y'all already making more money than any regular job that you could ever have. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
It's
saying,
I don't know what it
man?
is though. I don't know what it is though. I don't because it seemed like running backs be running out of their money.
They that's only because
Le'Veon Bell,
their
Adrian
careers is a lot shorter.
Peterson.
Their careers are a
Yeah,
lot shorter. For one, so they don't pay running backs. We already seen that. They
yeah.
don't really want to pay running backs because running
Who
backs.
is it? I think it's Austin Eckler. I think his
Hmm.
name is the running back for Washington.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I think
he
that's it.
lives in an apartment and has a $40,000 car. I don't blame him.
It's
Keeping it
messed up,
simple.
man. It's messed up. Yeah,
Hey,
just keep it simple. Just keep
keep
it
it
simple.
simple. I would because it's about understanding and living within your means. Like
Hmm.
if you know that my contract is this many years and all of that, and this guarantee is that, put some away.
Yeah.
Understand, do a Roth IRA. I ain't trying to make it no, savings business bank plans, but
Yeah.
I feel like these people should be advised better on spending money.
That really needs to
Yeah,
be it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or you need to have that vet in there that's gonna tell you, look, this is
And some
save
people
your
are just
money, dude.
knuckleheads.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah,
some people they just like
yeah,
to spend it. I mean, you can't
yeah,
take it with you when you go, but at the same time,
yeah,
be smart
yeah.
because
Exactly.
you're playing in a physical sport. At any given time, you could have a career-ending injury
That's it.
that
Hey,
quick.
That's hey Sterling that called Shannon after Shannon's first couple years and told him, hey man, told him you got to manage your money better. And
Yep.
as a big brother, as he should. They was both in the league. You
Hmm.
gotta learn how to manage that money a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you because even if let's say you got kids, well, you want some sense of generational wealth. Put
Hmm.
some in that RA so that it can go to them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Definitely.
Well, man, as always, I appreciate you.
Oh yes,
I
sir. Yes, sir.
enjoyed talking with you. We got some good slided games this week, and
Oh yeah.
next Tuesday we will obviously be talking about the playoff games,
Yeah. Regular playoffs and college football playoffs.
the regular playoffs and college football playoffs. We'll have all
Hmm.
that for y'all next
Yes, sir.
Tuesday.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. Can't
Can't
wait.
wait. All right, man.
All right, man. All
Thank
right.
y'all for joining. Peace.
Peace out.